Croatia vs Ireland €10.60.2012 SelMckenzie Selzer-McKenzie. Author D.Selzer-McKenzie. In the second meeting of the Group of C, two less attractive teams meet, but this does not mean that the Croatians and the Irishmen are qualitatively worse than the Italians, with whom they probably will fight for the second group place. Since the Spaniards are the absolute favourites in this Group of C, these two national teams have themselves into first. The play-off stage qualifies. In this introduction we still will add that Croatia and Ireland have met only 2 times this decade, and to be more precise at the friendship duels. In 2004 Ireland in Dublin celebrated a 1-0 victory, and last year the second friendly match ended undecidedly, played in Dublin also. The beginning, 10th of the 6th 2012, 2045. Therefore it does not get too easy to forecast the winner, although Croatia is the light favourite. In any case, the Croatians have a better player cadre than the Irishmen, but they're very much just the same, lost strength lately, so that coach Bilic has got many problems at the EM qualification. The Croatians ended the qualification in the second group place, and to be more precise behind Greece, so that they've the play-off stage met Turkey into. You handed in its perhaps most mature game in Istanbul within the last few years, and had a 3-0 away win celebratedly. Lasting the return match has been only pure matter of form in Zagreb, 0-0. At the last 3 friendly matches they have shown very changeable game form again. They collected a 1-3 home defeat against Sweden first, and after that they've conquered Estonia with the identical result, while they've played only a 1-1 draw against Norway in Oslo 8 days ago. These games have helped Bilic at the regulation of the definite list of the invited 23 players. Lovren lacked only the injured defending player on this list, but, in the meantime, goal-getters Olic and midfield players Ilicevic still have hurt themselves, so that Kalinic and Vrsaljko were invited afterwards. The greatest problem of the Croatians at this EM becomes primarily a rather slow and unsafe defence rail, while the midfield at a distance is the best segment of the team if should be the captain's renowned artist with the ball Modric on the height of the event. We still should mention that Overton goal-getter Jelavic is in a very good form. This player surely will represent the greatest danger for Ireland. It is still uncertain who will be its partner in the spearhead, Mandzukic or Eduardo. Expected list: Croatia, Platicosa, Vida, Korlaka, Skildenfeld, Srna, Vukojevic, Srna, Modric, Rakitic, Mandzukic, Eduardo, Jelavic. This is the second participation of the Irishmen at a European Championship, so that they will enjoy the great support of their faithful fans quite certainly, but they can hardly create getting further into the next round in such a strong group. The experienced coach Trapattoni has the great confidence in his boys, primarily if they should play in the defence in a disciplined manner at most, while in the attack very much will take off keen anyway of the atmosphere of the best goal scorer. Nevertheless, play-off stage Estonia, the Irishmen have reached the second place in their group, and they then have into the eliminates. The Estonians have not proved driven to be particularly serious opponents, since the Irishmen could celebrate a high 4-0 victory in the distance, while they have at home played a 1-1 draw in a completely controlled game. In 3 friendly matches after that they've credited 2 draws, Czechia in Hungary, and a victory, Bosnia-Herzegovina. This national team extremely seldom loses, but it has just the same many problems with the goal putting into action, primarily against the stronger teams. We can just therefore expect a firm and responsible game, and to be more precise, both in the defence at the first meeting of the Irishmen and in the midfield. Therefore a little more closely to keen play at the midfield, which is very logical, while in such a situation duel as lonely top shall proceed. One still should mention that Foley and Fahim are stroked injury conditionally by the list, while the goalkeeper Given and the defending player O'Shea have recovered again, so that in any case they should be there in the start elf on Sunday. Expected list: Ireland, Given, O'Shea, Street, Ledger, Dunn, Ward, McGeady, Whelan, Andrews, Duff, Keane, Doyle. A defeat for the two teams would mean can expect hardly a particularly open game in this game, since probably this EM It's much more realistic to expect that both coaches decide in favor of extremely defensive game tactics and to be more precise with the aim of not collecting any goal against.